Yo, what's the word? What's the word? What's the word? What's the word? It's your man's DJ Key Product, the Chicago mixtape supplier, back with another one. If it's your first time on the channel, make sure you hit that like, hit that subscribe, and hit that bell so every time I drop some new work over here on the Keys Network, you know what's going on. All right, going right in. We got a guy. He put out his pregnant girlfriend of 7 years because she got pregnant by another man. I've got video of this whole ordeal. Check out the video and then I'll come back with my commentary.
You're a loser. You're
Wow.
a loser.
Wow.
How am I supposed to be with you when I got these men all the time in my DMs offering me luxury cruises, mansions, all this different stuff, and then I come home to you playing video games in your underwear?
It was good when we first started dating.
That's 7 years ago. I've grown as a person, and you haven't. I've outgrown you.
Wow. So after all these years, you have to tell me that about getting pregnant by another man? We couldn't separate we couldn't have this conversation
I mean,
before we got
happen.
to this part?
Things happen, but
I had to find out you was pregnant.
You weren't taking
How low
care
of you?
of me.
That's low.
You were not. The bottom line is that you were not taking care of
I'm
me.
a hard-working man.
I get into another man's arms.
I'm a hard-working man. I gave you everything you asked for me. What more you want?
I'm in here splitting half of these bills. You're not taking care of me.
The rent is $4,000.
So a real man could pay.
Man, that is crazy. That's crazy. Before I go in, I want to give a shout out. Video is brought courtesy of Create Your Lane TV. All right. Here's my thoughts on the whole situation. And I'm going to pick apart some of this. Like I got the audio, so I'm going to kind of pick apart some of the important parts, at least in my opinion, some of the important parts. So when the video started, she calling the guy a loser and saying things along like he's not taking care of her and all this other stuff. And she's got guys in the DMs and they offering her mansions and, you know, all this luxury stuff, right? And the claim is that when she comes home to the boyfriend that we're just gonna say it, that she cheated on, she comes home to him playing video games and being in his underwear and all this other stuff. All right, whatever. But I guess somewhere down the line, the guy gets himself together, gets a job, and he starts taking care of responsibilities, and he starts taking care of the household and doing the very best that he can to maintain his relationship. But apparently it's not good enough for her, and it's done after the fact. And so now he finds out that she's pregnant, but it's not his child. So what does he do? He throws her out. Man, what do I think about this? First of all, there's some discrepancies on the part of both people. Now, look, I'm going to start with the guy first. Listen, man, if you weren't handling business, and I heard him say at one point when she was talking about him playing video games and being in his underwear and stuff all day long, he said it was good when we first started dating. Now, mind you, this is a 7-year relationship, so there's a lot of time invested. I would think that, you know, if it's 7 years, that is serious. It's serious. It's crazy how the two of them are not married. It's not married. They've been together 7 years, 7 whole years, and they're not married. That's beside the point. Point is, it's a serious relationship. And, you know, when things start off, they start off good. You know, they do. They start off good. And if you don't nip certain things in the bud, it could become an ongoing problem until you say something. But, you know, I digress. But like I said before, guys, you got to take care of the household. That's your responsibility. You know, you got to pay the bills. You got to get out here and work. You know what I'm saying? It ain't going to get done if the whole load is on your woman and you don't think that she's gonna feel away and might even start doing stuff outside the realm in the confines of your relationship. You cannot be surprised by that, especially if you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing as a man. You feel me? But now, on to the female, on to the woman. If you were tired, if you were losing interest, this is why communication is important. You got to convey those things to your partner. Now, she was saying like, you don't take care of me and I outgrew you. Okay. And it happens, sometimes people outgrow each other. So there's no fault there. But you got to communicate those things. You got to say, hey, you got to be brave enough to say, and this is not just for the women, this is for the guys too. You have to be brave enough to let your partner know what's going on. Hey, look, I think we need to see other people. I don't think this relationship is going to work. We're not going anywhere. We're not progressing. I don't like how you such and such and such and such. Whatever the infraction may be, whatever the annoyance may be, you got to let that be known. And just be upfront, just be upfront. But when you start doing the stuff when you start cheating and you start sneaking around and doing all, now the respect is out the window. It's out the window. You feel me? You gotta be upfront, man. You gotta listen. You gotta let people know. And not only did you cheat, but you got pregnant by the other person. It's one thing to cheat, but now you carrying that other person's baby. That's too much. That's too much. Now, as far as him throwing her out on the street, I don't have an issue with that. I don't have an issue with that. If you did not like the way things were, if you did not like the current state of affairs of this particular relationship, you could have just let me know, and then let me know and you leave. I would still have some sort of respect for you because you came to me and you told me how you felt and where you stood. I can't do nothing but respect it. But when you do what she did, you just start going and seeking refuge and you in the arms of another man, you probably was bad-mouthing this man to the other person. Y'all slept together and he shot the club up. He put the train in the tunnel and the passengers came out while they were in the subway tunnel. I don't know. But it's crazy, man. So, I mean, if it was me, and I can't speak for everybody, but if it was me, I probably would do the same thing. Why couldn't you just be upfront and tell me how you felt? And, according to what the man was saying, I'm taking care of things. We splitting the bills, and this, that, and the third. What more do you want? You got to communicate. Got to communicate. But again, if you weren't happy, say you're not happy, we break up, and then you go do your thing. But you did it while y'all was still together. While y'all was still together. You got pregnant by another guy. I'm supposed to, and most importantly, we're not married. So I legally don't have any sort of responsibility to you or that child. I think the man did right. I think he did right. Let her go be with the guy that got her pregnant. Apparently, she was happier over there. And she doesn't seem at all remorseful about what she did. Even though she gave her reasons for why, but there's no remorse behind it. A man you just hurt somebody, and there's no remorse behind it. Now, even if your reasons were justified, still doesn't make it right. Still doesn't make it right. You got to communicate. You got to tell people how you feel and be upfront with people. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, man, I don't see anything wrong with him throwing her out. End of discussion. But what y'all think about this? What say you? Drop a comment, leave a like, hit that subscribe, and hit that bell. And until next time, hey.